Jacinda Ardern has resigned and is no longer New Zealand's Prime Minister. She's now been replaced by Chris Hipkins, and some property investors are rubbing their hands in glee, thinking National's got the next election all sewn up and they're going to repeal some of Labor's anti-landlord policies. But are they guaranteed to be repealed, and does Labor still have a shot? Well, in today's video, you're going to learn why this is the election of the century for property investors. You're going to hear an argument for why National has got this election all sewn up, and then you're going to hear the counter argument, why Labor has still got a shot and could be in to win, and ultimately that's going to let you make an informed decision as a property investor. Make no mistake, this is going to be the election of the century for property investors, but I need to clear something up. This is not a political YouTube channel. We don't support one party over another, and you property investors are a diverse bunch. Some of you, vote for National and ACT, but some of you vote for Labor and the Greens as well. Others of you will vote for other minor parties. But what we need to realise is that property investment is a political football, so we need to discuss it. And it is true, no matter who you vote for, Labor's policies have hurt property investors' bank accounts. So for example, if you owned a property and it was positive $83 a week cash flow before Labor's new taxes, afterwards, you're going to be topping up that property by almost $60. It's about $150 a week difference in this modelling. If you look at it over 15 years, that difference expands up to about $110,000. So these taxes have a major impact on property investors, and if National wins, these taxes will likely go. If Labor wins, these will likely stay. First, the argument for why National is going to win. Jacinda Ardern was a great campaigner. She was the first Prime Minister to win an absolute majority under the MMP system and the first Prime Minister to get over 50% of the vote since 1951. On top of that, she had a huge profile here and overseas. Still the preferred Prime Minister by 29% of the population in December last year. And the question is Chris Hipkins, the new Prime Minister, is he the same vote winner, the same campaigner as Jacinda Ardern was? And in my view, and many people's view, the answer is probably not. So Labor is likely to do worse in the polls under Chris Hipkins compared to Jacinda Ardern. And if we look at the latest polling released this year, you can see Labor has been on a steady decline since May 2021. And if they're going to do worse under Chris Hipkins, that polling is likely to continue to slide. Now that becomes an issue for Labor because if we then put that into seats in Parliament, currently Labor has that absolute majority. If you look at current polling, we see National and ACT pulling ahead, and if Labor does worse in the future in the polls, you'll see National and ACT continue to steamroll ahead, potentially winning that election. Now the argument for why Labor is going to win the next election. Chris Hipkins may not be a Jacinda Ardern style campaigner, but he might be more of a vote winner than you think. Some snap polling conducted right before they announced the new Labor leader showed that he was the only potential leader where more people said, if he's the Prime Minister, I'm more likely to vote for Labor, than people who said, if he's the Prime Minister, I'm less likely to vote for Labor. So certainly of the potential leaders, he is the most likely to be successful, at least when it comes to votes. And the other thing you need to remember, people don't just vote for a party because of who leads them, it also comes down to policy. Some Labor policies are very popular, Auckland Light Rail and Kiwi Build, and some are very unpopular, Three Waters and the TVNZ-RNZ merger. Now, if Chris Hipkins can dump some of these unpopular policies, there is a really good chance that he can start to turn the polls around and come back in winning the next election. So what should I do as a property investor? Well, if you like these videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We release new videos every Monday and Wednesday. But if you're thinking, should I change my property investment strategy, maybe buy more houses now because interest deductibility more likely to get repealed, potentially? For me, the answer is no. They say a week is a long time in politics, and we are 9 months away from the election. So there is no guarantee that some of those policies like interest deductibility and the extended bright line test are going to be repealed. And the other thing you need to remember is that even if National wins the next election, they might be saying, we're going to get rid of that stuff now, but they may backtrack. They may change their mind. No guarantee that those policies will definitely get repealed. So if you're thinking, how should I change my strategy right now? You shouldn't, but keep watching the polls because there may be some opportunities right before the election depending on who's more likely to win. And if you are thinking about what are you going to do in 2023 with your property investment strategy, you've got to check out our My Wealth Plan software because this is going to help you put a plan in place and see how close you are on track to your goals. The link is down in the description. You can use it for free.